you like nuts? Nuts is a big family in England. My dad doesn't like nuts, but my mum and my husband love almonds. My daughter likes walnuts, but my favourite nuts are cashew nuts. If you are new to my channel, hello, I'm Rachel and welcome to Smile English Stories, where you can listen to English in lots of different contexts. Today I am going to tell you a magical Christmas story about a nutcracker. If I speak too quickly or too slowly, you can change the speed in YouTube. Can you hear the music? Yes, of course, it's from a famous ballet. In 1892, the famous Russian composer called Tchaikovsky, a composer from Russia, wrote the ballet called The Nutcracker. And the Nutcracker Ballet was based on a book. The book was written by E.T.A. Hoffmann in 1816, and Mr. Hoffmann was from Germany. I can't take you to see the ballet because all the theatres are closed at the moment, but I can tell you the story of the Nutcracker. It was the winter in Germany and the weather was snowy. It was snowy weather. It was the 24th of December. It was Christmas Eve. There was a big house, and in the house, in the living room, there was a fireplace, and not far from the fireplace there was a beautiful, enormous Christmas tree. On the Christmas tree there were red baubles, and there was red tinsel around the Christmas tree. And on the top of the Christmas tree there was a star. It was really beautiful. Under the Christmas tree there were lots of exciting presents. 2 children lived in the house. Their names were Marie and Fritz. Fritz was only 7, and Marie, his sister, was a little older. Marie was about 10 years old. Marie and Fritz were very excited. Every Christmas they were very excited because, like all the children, Marie and Fritz loved presents. They loved all their presents, but the best presents were always the presents of their godfather. Their godfather Drosselmeyer. It was getting late. It was already about 10 o'clock at night. But suddenly there was a knock on the door. The door opened and in came Godfather Drosselmeyer. And in his hands he had presents for the children. Fritz was really excited. He jumped up and down and he said, "Oh, Godfather Drosselmeyer, what do you have for me?" Godfather Drosselmeyer said, "Fritz, I have a special present for you. And Marie, I have a very special present for you. It's a nutcracker." Marie was really excited. She loved nuts. She loved almonds. And she especially loved pecan nuts at Christmas. And when Marie looked at the nutcracker, she saw it was a beautiful nutcracker. It was not a metallic nutcracker. The nutcracker was made of wood and it looked like a soldier. It had a big mouth with lots of teeth and it had a very big jaw.
Oh, really?
Fritz was not a good little boy and he was only 7 and he took the nutcracker off Marie and he broke the nutcracker's jaw. Poor nutcracker. Marie was not happy with Fritz. "You stupid boy," she said. And Marie ran away crying. Marie went up the stairs to her bedroom, got in bed and tried to get to sleep. At about 10:30, 10:30, Godfather Drosselmeyer said to Fritz, "Fritz, it's time to go to bed. Go on, night-night." So Fritz put the nutcracker down on the floor and went to bed. At midnight, the clock started to chime. Ding, 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 ding. Marie could not sleep, so she got up again and she went down the stairs. And you know that midnight is magic. Marie came into the living room and looked and stopped. And Marie's jaw opened. And then she screamed. "Ah!" She screamed because her nutcracker was not just a little nutcracker. Now it was an enormous nutcracker, a huge nutcracker. And her nutcracker smiled at her with his broken jaw. The living room floor was a wooden floor. It was made of wood. And through floorboards came a lot of mice. The mice started coming up through the floorboards, through the little holes in the floorboards. The mice had swords in their hands, and with the mice there was an enormous mouse with 7 heads. He was the Mouse King, and the Mouse King started to walk. He started to march left, right, left, right, left, right, just like a soldier. And he started to march to the Nutcracker. And then suddenly, from behind the Christmas tree, came all Marie's toys. And they marched behind the Nutcracker. And they all started to fight. They all started to fight each other. It was a big battle, and the Mouse King started to bite Marie's Nutcracker. Marie screamed, "No! You are not going to bite my Nutcracker! Stop!" And Marie picked up her shoe and threw it at the Mouse King. The Mouse King fell down, boom, dead. All the little mice were scared, so they went back down through the holes in the floorboards. And then the sun rose. The sun started to come up, and all the toys went back behind the Christmas tree. Marie was very tired, so she went out of the living room and back to bed. What do you think is going to happen next? I really love this story. If you are enjoying it, come back next time and find out what happens. And do have a really happy Christmas. If you're alone, or with your family, or with your friends. Take care.